Alright, it's another weekend and it is another trip to good old Harbor Freight. You gotta get a steering pump puller for Brent's truck. Barking me? What's going on, guys? We are back in Brent's garage, this time working on the diesel baby. So we are replacing a power steering pump on the Cummins. So right there's the power steering pump, so we're gonna go ahead and show you how to get that pulled out of there.
What's going on, guys? I'm sure Vinny already filled you in. Today we got the old Cummins in. As many of you are probably familiar, the 3rd gen Dodges are pretty horrendous with steering. I already replaced the gearbox, the drag link and all that, and finally at 180,000 miles, 190,000 miles, the power steering pump decides to shit out. So it's starting to, number one, it's starting to leak. Number two, it's starting to whine and make a screeching noise on while you're starting to turn. So it's a pretty good indicator that it's time to replace it. So what we got today is kind of got screwed over. My fault for not double checking. I always like to go brand new stuff on something like this, but unfortunately they gave me a remanufactured power steering pump. It's not the greatest, but it's going to do for now. I'll probably change it out later on. So it's going to be a pretty simple install. It's not too crazy. We'll give you some tips and tricks and walk you through how we're going to do this.
When I was looking at that box, I was looking at that, and I was like, that looks fucking messy. And then you pulled that out, and I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. But, so, since we weren't able to get a new one, didn't get a new pulley, we did have to get a pulley remover and installation kit. So, just went up to Harbor Freight. This was 20 bucks. They got the Pittsburgh one or the Maddox one. The Pittsburgh one was 20, Maddox was 40. I've had pretty good luck with the Pittsburgh stuff. I know Maddox is technically a little bit nicer, but we're going to give this a shot and let you know if it's worth getting.
Alright, first step is going to be remove the top radiator or coolant hose. It's going to give you better access. Then you're going to remove your serpentine belt so you can get the pulley off. And then for this, we're going to take the inner fender liner out. It's just going to make access for the power steering pump a lot easier.
Oh yeah, bleed the radiator.
You are going to have some bleed off. I like to use a probe on my case. The hose is kind of stuck onto the housing. So use a probe or a pick. Carefully and gently go under and in between the hose and it. Just try not to poke a hole in it, otherwise you'll have some problems down the road.
So all we did was take the hose and just turn it up. You are going to lose a little bit of fluid. So have like a bunch of towels on the ground or a drip pan underneath there, just something that's going to pool the fluids, because as you can see, getting a little wet, but it's not a ton, but
definitely a lot more than we thought.
Yeah, so just be prepared for that.
Our next step is going to be the inner fender well. It's going to be a couple 8mm bolts scattered throughout your fender and on the inside. And then you can finagle it out. Tucks up inside of your fender.
And boom.
Now we have a lot better access to the power steering pump right there once we remove our trans lines. Go in the hole!
For your home. Good for your home?
No!
So right there, he's just getting what, a 1/2 inch wrench or
yeah, 1/2 inch standard size. Just plug it in and then you just crank a little torsion on it and it'll loosen the belt off. It'll be easier with 2 people. That way you can have one person take the pressure off and then the second person take the belt off. Alright, so all you do is take a 1/2 inch ratchet, put it on the bottom of the tensioner, right there. Put some tension on it, release the tension, take the belt off, and again, it's easier for 2 people. My advice is leave the ratchet in there. If you have a spare that you can leave around, That way you don't struggle on putting it back in for when you go to tension it back up and put the new belt on.
Since we have 2 people, we just took it off just the steering pump pulley and then just draped out of the way. That way we're not completely pulling it off, so we don't have to re-feed it through everything. So that's why definitely having the second person letting you do that makes it much simpler. So there's the pulley for the pump, and then we just fed it off there. So started up here at the top, which started up here at the top pulley, and just when he took the tension off, looped it off that top one, and then was able to get it off the one off the bottom. So all we got to do is feed it down to the bottom and then put it back on that. We're good to go.
When it comes to the pump, again, talking about remanufactured versus new, this specific one doesn't come with the pulley, unfortunately. So we got to pull the original pulley off the stock one, press it on this new one, and then you have these 3 keyed holes in the back. These are going to be 3 13mm bolts. They're going to hold it to the motor or the crankcase. And then you're just going to spin the pulley around until you find the slot in the pulley, stick your socket through, take one 13mm out, spin it, find the other slot, and just take all 3 out. You got a high pressure line on the bottom, and then the reservoir drain hose that's just going to, with a clamp, it's going to press on the bottom, and pump should come out.
Alright, so if you've been a regular of the channel, you know that we frequently drink lots and lots of caffeine. And so Brent bought these Lit, and this is a blue raspberry Jolly Rancher, and it is delicious, but it's like a pre-workout. So like every pre-workout, my face is itching so bad right now. So if you have a similar reaction, don't drink these unless you're going to be working out, because then like your workout kind of like contradicts. Oh yeah, so we got 250 milligrams of caffeine, got some L-carnitine, citrulline, beta-alanine, and neurofactor, whatever that is. But anyways, yeah, wow. So if you do want to take this before working out, I'd recommend it.
Before you do a water pump or a power steering pump? Ooh, maybe not.
Not great, because you're already going to be irritable when you're trying to like quarter turn something, sticking your hand in there, and then you're going to be like, God, freaking itch.
You may or may not start throwing.
Yeah. So if you're okay with holes in your walls from a wrench,
alright, Kyle,
go for it. Alright, back to the pump. So right now, Brent's just undoing some of the bolts.
Like I said, rotate the pulley. You'll find some keyed or indexed holes. And then you got 3 13mm bolts. Kind of a slow process with the cooling fan up front, but just work them out and then you should be good. I probably would recommend taking off the hoses first, and you will lose some fluid, so just drain some fluid out. When you're doing a new pump or a new gearbox, you kind of want brand new fluid anyways. You don't want any contaminants destroying anything new. So drain the fluid first, that way you're not having the pump loose, rattling around in there trying to get the hoses off. So get the hoses and then you can work with the 3 13mm bolts. Alright, so you got your, right in the bottom of the reservoir right here, you got a clamp. Take the clamp off, remove the hose, kind of a pain in the butt. Remove the hose, drain all the fluid in the reservoir, and then you have, I think it's a 17 mil right there for the high pressure line in the bottom of the pump. Remove that, drain the rest of the fluid, and then you can go ahead and take the pump off. Alright, so I was wrong. It's a 18mm wrench, so right here on the bottom of the hose. Take that off. Careful, you have a O-ring on the top of it. The new one should come with a new O-ring, so make sure to replace that. Again, drain the fluid once it all comes out. Finish with the 13 mils on the pump, and it will be good. Alright, got the last bolt out. Set that aside. It should be able to just be pulled out. There it goes. Real crusty, nasty. So like I said, it was leaking somewhere, probably somewhere in the back of this case, but nasty. So now we need to retrieve this pulley, pull it off, press it on the new one. Alright, so pulling the pulley off, we're going to take this adapter, thread it into the steering shaft, or the power steering pump shaft. Thread that on. But I want that in there more. So 11, who would have freaking guessed? Alright, so we're going to thread that in. We used a little bit of WD-40 just to help ease the process. Thread the shaft on. And these go under the existing pulley.
Bring that all the way down.
That will encapsulate it. Sleeve over that. And then start. Okay.
You're going to put a 13/16 wrench on that with your socket. And you're going to tighten that down.
Nope, we're going to loosen it because we're going to pull up.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Or we just tighten this.
Yeah. Not that big dick energy.
More power, baby. Let's not hope we snap on me.
Thing just jizzed everywhere.
Yeah, I should call her.
Oh my god.
Alright, well,
She's
as you can see,
a squirter.
the pulley separated from the shaft. Now you just kind of reverse that process to put it on.
The question is, are we going to be able to get that out of there now?
Oh, look at that spline for a wrench. Oh, that's the part we need off. Alright, so we can't get the adapter out to the original pump, so we're going to leave it for now because it's a core. Put the new pulley on. We just took a hammer. Again, spray some WD-40 on the shaft. So we just gently tapped it on. As soon as it became flush with the shaft, we took socket just a little bit bigger. Again, tapped it a little bit down just so it just passed the flush mark like the original one, and ready to install. Alright, don't forget your high pressure line on the bottom of the box. Remove the existing O-ring. Every kit is going to come with a new one. Take your old crusty worn out one, replace it with your new one. In this case I got another high pressure line. I cleaned everything up, cleaned the threads, cleaned the end up. I used Scotch-Brite. Clean everything up, make sure it's nice. Put the O-ring on. Alright, so we got the pump on. We got the high pressure line and the drain line back on. We drained the fluid. Put the belt back on. Now it's time to put the upper radiator hose back on, and then we're ready to start it up. Cycle the truck, cycle the steering back and forth, and make sure everything functions good. Full of fluid. So we're going to do that right now. Alright, so we got the top coolant hose on. Now we're just going to top it off with some antifreeze. Jack the truck up, take the pressure off the tires. That way we can cycle the tires back and forth. Check the fluid level in the power steering pump, make sure it's topped off, and bleed all the air in the system.
Staying steady. Not 1, not 2, but 3.
For some reason, the original cap I had on the original power steering pump. Dropped the pump, cap broke, cool, whatever. Well, then we go to buy a second one, and for some reason it doesn't want to go on, and the tab shears off.
So there's a tab on that side.
So we had to make another trip to get a third. Hopefully this works.
There's a tab there.
I gotta get
That was missing.
Jackson.
Alright guys, what's going on? So it's actually the next day. Vinny went home, obviously. And as we last left off, the power steering cap. So the original one I had dropped on the power steering pump and broke the cap. Cool. So I went up and got another one, and in trying to install it, the flange that is actually on either side, one of the flanges had broke. Cool. Okay, so I went back up, had to go to another hardware store because this particular one, they only carry one. So I got a second one. Well, again, in installing this second one, the flange broke right in the plastic. So now, after breaking two, I'm starting to realize, well, maybe is it the pump? So now I'm trying to decide, do I want to try to order a new pump, considering that they gave me a remanufactured one to begin with, and I don't really want it? Well, I bought two more, actually, from different hardware stores around the area. So I'm actually going to take some measurements of the original one and the new ones, see if there's a difference on the Dorman new products compared to the original one. I know Dorman's pretty good usually on getting relatively quality products, you can say, but let's be honest, sometimes they're outsourced and there's a deviation. So we're going to take some measurements. And one thing Vinny did point out is the O-ring on the cap in comparison to the new ones. The original O-ring seems to be a bit smaller. And so when we're trying to press the cap in and turn it, it seems like we're coming into a little bit more resistance. So again, we're just going to take some measurements, see what we can do. Alright, so I checked out the O-ring and some basic dimensions of each cap. They seem to be relatively the same. The one original O-ring did seem to be just a slightly bit smaller, so that's probably due to the fact that it's 180,000 miles and it pretty much stays in the pump, so it's just been squeezed and compressed, and it's just now that's a little bit smaller. So gonna put the original O-ring on the new cap and see if that makes any difference and if it's easier to squeeze down there and turn. Alright guys, just finished up. I took it for a test drive, made sure nothing was leaking. First made sure the pump was working, and it is indeed working. It's a lot more responsive and tight in the steering, so that's a plus. It's not whining anymore, so that's good. It wasn't anything too crazy. Biggest pain in the butt probably was that bottom high pressure line, the bottom of the pump. But other than that, everything's good. Thanks for stopping by. Leave a like, leave a comment. If you got any questions, let us know, and we'll see you on the next one.